Cutting down on internet usage at Humber residences. How much bandwidth is really enough?
The leadership race for the federal NDP has a new contender. Humber News starts now.
Hello, it's Friday, October 28th. Welcome to Humber News, coming to you from the Broadcast Center here at the North Campus. I'm Matt LaRue. Thanks for joining us.
And I'm Sarah Cresswell. Ahead on our show, we have all of your news, sports, and entertainment highlights, as well as your 5-day weather forecast. But first, Matt has our top story.
New Democrat MP Peggy Nash held a news conference in Toronto today to announce she is running for her party's leadership. She is the 7th person who is trying to succeed the late Jack Layton. The main contenders are NDP President Brian Topp and Quebec MP Thomas Mulcair. Humber reporter Lindsay Tucci was at the Nash announcement.
Crowds cheered for the arrival of Peggy Nash at the Gladstone Hotel in Toronto. The Member of Parliament for Parkdale High Park became the 7th contender and first woman in the race for the NDP leadership.
Today, I am announcing my candidacy for the leadership of the New Democratic Party.
Supporters at the event say they're pleased by the announcement.
I knew her from when she first ran, and I've worked on her campaigns, and she is a person that really brings people together. She's a good listener, and she's a really, really smart woman.
I love the idea of a strong woman, I guess, on the international presence, kind of like an Andrea Merkel, but, a little more left of center.
But Nash is in for a tough race. The late Jack Layton brought the NDP to opposition party status in the last federal election. They were able to win 58 of 75 seats in Quebec and reached record numbers. Nash says she too can appeal to Quebec voters just like Jack.
I'm really looking forward to the conversation with Quebecers and to inspiring their support for my candidacy.
The vote for NDP leadership will be decided on March 24th of next year. Whoever it ends up being, they'll certainly have big shoes to fill. Lindsay Tucci, Humber News.
Police officers in York Region and across the GTA are mourning the loss of one of their own. 54-year-old Superintendent Mark Grant was killed in a car crash involving a pickup truck near Uxbridge yesterday. York Regional Police Chief Eric Jolliffe issued a statement about the veteran officer. He said Grant was a true leader at York Regional Police, a consummate professional, hardworking, and extremely dedicated. He had a great sense of humor and was a much valued member of this organization. Jolliffe offered his sympathies to Grant's family, friends, and colleagues. 2 other people were injured and taken to the hospital, including Grant's 54-year-old wife and the driver of the other car, who is 76 years old. Grant was a member of York Regional Police Force for 32 years.
A man is dead after an overnight high-speed crash in a Brampton residential area. A Honda Civic slammed into a hydro pole around 3 a.m. on Cottrell Boulevard near the Gore Road and Castlemore Road. Crews tried to free the man who was trapped in the wreckage, but the victim died of his injuries. The pole involved in the crash had to be supported by fire crews in fear it was going to collapse. Police are investigating the cause of the crash and say speed is a factor.
It has been confirmed that botulism is the reason why thousands of birds were washed ashore at one of Ontario's famous beaches. The waves of Georgian Bay washed thousands of dead birds ashore. Dead loons, ducks, and gulls lined the coast of Wasaga Beach over the weekend. The University of Guelph has conducted tests and confirmed they ate fish laced with type E botulism. That's a toxin produced naturally in the lake and is consumed by many fish. The Ministry of Natural Resources says these types of die-offs are common in fall as water temperature changes.
Police are investigating an OPP conflict that led to an officer using a taser on another member of the force. The weapon was used after a junior officer allegedly punched his colleague in the face during a dispute. OPP are looking into the incident, and so far no charges have been laid.
Students and residents are having their internet access cut in half. Each student was originally given 10 gigabytes of bandwidth per week, but changes made this month have seen it go down to 5 gigabytes. These changes are affecting students in different ways.
Well, honestly, I don't use it a lot, but a lot of people I know are dependent on it for their programs.
And in my program, the videos are very necessary to know what you need to do because I'm in industrial design, and you need to watch a lot of how to do things videos, and then I have none left over to Skype my family back home.
Students will continue to have wireless access on the first floor of residence, And the change will not affect Humber domain websites.
Girls born to future British monarchs will have an equal chance at the throne now that the centuries-old royal succession rules have changed. Future monarchs can also marry a Catholic, as Commonwealth leaders agreed to these changes at a summit in Perth, Australia. British Prime Minister David Cameron says the idea that sons can be heirs to the throne and not daughters goes against modern times.
One person is dead and 10 others are seriously injured after a plane crashed in Richmond, BC. The crash happened on a busy street, hitting 2 people driving in their car at 4 p.m. yesterday. The pilot has been killed and the others remain in the hospital. Onlookers said they saw the small plane wobbling before it nosedived and burst into flames. The cause of the accident remains unknown.
It's that time of year again where superhero, celebrity, and monster sightings become commonplace. Humber reporter Colin Ellis has more on Halloween preparations.
Halloween is fast approaching and people are flocking to amazing party and costumes located only a few minutes drive from the Lakeshore campus. But not everyone is anxious to go inside. There is a wide variety of frightening props and puppets to scare you to death, like this guy. Don't be surprised if you're given a little jolt. Store manager Kurt Perron says this time of year is the busiest.
Halloween, everything comes out of the store for Halloween. It just becomes a Halloween store. The rest of the year is everything. Birthday, communion, wedding, Mardi Gras, Easter. But Halloween's the biggest time of the year, period.
Perron says princesses and superheroes are some of their more popular costumes. For some people, Halloween is about showing off your fun side.
I think the freedom of the whole holiday, it's so much fun and it's crazy. There's not another holiday that's like that. You know, you have Christmas, Thanksgiving, and those are all very serious and about love and being thankful. This is just to be crazy, and it's the one time a year when there is absolutely no rules.
While some choose to celebrate Halloween a little differently.
We always celebrate Halloween by having a big feast, and you invite various, instead of going house to house and trick-or-treating, people go house to house and actually have a meal. So that's just, we've always celebrated Halloween like that.
Amazing selection includes more than just costumes. You can find wigs, makeup, and masks for that Halloween party this weekend. But you better hurry if you want to beat the rush.
As you can see, Amazing Party and Costume has a little something for everyone, even Batman. For Humber News, I'm Colin Ellis.
When we come back, we'll have more news from around the country and the globe. Kathleen Finley will have the sports news, and we'll have your weather forecast with Tom Katuku.
The sun is melting the frost in the GTA this morning. For the next few days, some rain, some sunshine, dropping temperatures, all this coming up in your complete 5-day weather forecast. Back in a moment.